Hey, and welcome to my channel. So, questioning your fluency is a common thing. I used to question it myself, but in this upcoming video, I'm going to show you some tips or some advice that I've given before. One of the things I usually ask is myself why I got into languages. You want to ask yourself, why are you in languages? I mean, do you love languages? What is it about languages that you love? Is it about the culture? What is it? So the next one is, what is fluency? Most people I hear all the time say fluency is about perfection or proficiency and all that stuff. It's all based on the grading system, this and yada yada. Right? So think about the process rather than the definition. The question is, what is language anyways? Like, where does it come from? Is it just information? Is it words? Is it just all that stuff? 7 tips actually coming up. One of the things I usually tell people is background sounds. So background sounds means that you're just going to play radio stations. I'll show you what I got here. Radio stations, podcasts, anything that's online. So you're just playing the sounds. And you see this list here in this website here. There's literally tons of places to look into. If I clicked on, let's say, Poland, if you're trying to acquire Polish, or rather if you're trying to learn Polish, then look at that. Usually I look for things like talk. You see that where it says talk here? I click on those because you get all the sound, but that's fine. Music is also good. Music videos is another good thing. Right, if you go on YouTube, you're definitely going to find some sort of music video. This isn't what it's about right now, but anyways, so music videos, radio stations, okay? So there are several things you can do. I'm going to show you what I do. So if you have podcasts, or if you're using a different device, if you're on a Mac or PC, you have the music, right? Apple Music Podcasts. There's lots of resources on the internet. Let yourself go crazy and just playing the sounds in the background. Don't listen to it. Don't try to. What I do is, I had this class that I was taking Danish. And I remember just like wanting to be surrounded by it. So I always went to the basement laboratory, and I was literally there just playing anything. It could be also news, just to kind of get myself familiar with the actual sound of the language. It was so beautiful because it was like, I was like, really like, I guess you could say I was tasting sorry about the light there, tasting the actual, like tasting it, getting a flavor for this is what it sounds like. We do this a lot in music where it's called ear training. But what I find with ear training is that ear training is more like an active thing. You're actually trying to mimic the sounds so it's active rather than letting it be passive. So it's basically passive listening. Okay, so that's what I do. It helps so much, when like I do have still like an accent, but I wouldn't even work with pronunciation. Pronunciation is just something that we all have. We all have accents. Even as native speakers, you have different accents. It just happens. So that's one. Okay, and number 2. Okay. Story-based sources. So that means anything in the story. So I usually refer to things that are what Stephen Krashen says as fun, easy, compelling sources. So Peppa Pig is a really good example because, one, it's a children's show, so it's fun and it's easy, so it's comfortable, and you don't have to use subtitles. Okay, subtitles, in my experience, literally takes you away from the story, so you're not really connecting, and it's not really going into the subconscious area of the brain. It just becomes a conscious process. It's language learning sources. You can watch anything too. I also suggest to people, if you want to watch a regular movie, like one of those Marvel MCU movies or something like that, that's fine. But try not to use subtitles even in the target language. I never do that. I usually allow my intuition to kick in and see what's going on in the story. If it's too difficult, I don't watch it for you. When you go to a store, right, do you wear clothes that are too tight on you or that are just too big on you? You are the right fit, right? So you want to go with that one. Find the right fit for you. So wherever you are, and don't focus on levels. That won't help. I used to do that, and it just kind of made me focus on too much on the outcome and the end goal rather than the process. Is like a really good story. Children's shows aren't always compelling, so you can sort of mix and match. So you can go with children's shows mixed with like preteen or teen shows with non-children, like regular shows for older people. You can do that, just do a combination. And I know that some sources are quite limited, like especially for certain languages, like Serbian, for example, or even like I say Mongolian right here. Okay. Keep looking. I would say just go through it, keep looking, ask for help. The most adult thing you can do is ask for help. Okay, so number 3, interactive videos. So interactive videos is anything from like cooking show. Exercise is a little easier to, you're not going to explain that much. You just kind of follow through what's happening. You'll naturally pick up some things too. So basically this is all about being surrounded by it. And as much exposure as you can, getting as much exposure as you can. The other thing about interactive videos is that when it's interactive, you actually basically use up you're using the 5 senses, right? Especially with the sight and the hearing, and of course all the other three as well. But when you're doing things like interactive videos, what happens is that most likely you'll use at the very least your sight and your hearing. And also your body, of course. So exercises, cooking, music as well. This is the video I was looking for. I'll show you guys. I'm going to go back into this one. I actually have to revise this video. So exercises, anything from exercises to cooking to cooking right here. Yeah, so just look up things that, you can say, you can even write it in your own language. If it's English, it's English. You say, how to play the trumpet, for example. And you look for, say, Arabic. Maybe it's in Arabic. Maybe you'll find something in Arabic. Always take the risk of so you look at that. You might find something, and if not, go with something else. Always try to think outside the box. It's easier said than done, right? But really try your best. Number 4, connect. So find friends. So here I did a search on some language exchange websites. I tried some of them before. So one thing I would do is when you find friends, look for friends. Don't go with the language. Yeah, there's the language, but don't focus on the language. Find friends, really focus on the connection, because it's really the connection that's going to make it important. When you're connecting with the story and experience with someone, what's happening is you're actually allowing the experience to come to you. Therefore, you're not thinking about it. It's not conscious. It's a subconscious process. Right? The subconscious process, the subconscious area of the brain, that's automatic, right? The subconscious part is automatic. So that's where fluency is. Number 5 is honing your intuition and your instinct. So when I'm watching children's shows, for example, like Peppa Pig, if I've seen it in one language and I see it in another, when I'm watching something that I find like, oh, it's kind of like for kids, I let go of the ego and I go, okay, I'm going to just sit here and allow for like, oh, what's going on here? Sooner or later, you'll find that you're actually like sort of connecting with the story, but you also want to find sources that are like, that you're connecting with, and this is what came up, right? You can find so many things. So when you're watching a children's video, you want to make sure that you are letting go of that ego that's like, oh, it's for kids and all that stuff. That's okay, right? It's totally okay. Because I've seen the people, I don't want to watch this and all that stuff. And I understand, because it's like, it's for kids, it might be a little too childish, but you never know what you find. Allow yourself to go through that process. That's also part of what's being childlike is, right? So allow yourself, explore. And number 6 is the one I found I always did. Make believe. Make believe. This is why I do all this stuff. I put all these flags here. I mean, I have flags everywhere. I even have these small ones here hanging about. And it's kind of like a reminder for me. Not just a reminder, it's like kind of like a natural thing I do. I love having flags because it kind of brings me to that environment, that mood, right? So here, I'll show you one thing I do. I love watching cooking shows. So going back to the website here, this show called Animal, and it's like a cooking show. And I used to watch another show that was something else, and I would just like pretend I'm there. I pretend like I'm actually like there watching it. I understand. I just allow for it. I just feel like I'm already part of it. So playing make-believe is, yes, kids thing, but I don't know. It's always worked for me, and it's always allowed me to. Like that story about when I used to go to university, I took Danish for a while, and every time before and after class, I would go back to the lab and just surround myself with Danish, and it's just, I was watching just cooking shows, I would watch like many YouTube videos, and really just like, it's like I'm already part of it. It's that make-believe sort of, you know, you trusting yourself and saying, I know how to do this, I'm already there. Like, it's like you're going on a trip, and you're just imagining you booked your flight, you're already in the country, you forget the flight thing, you're already in the country, and you're like, oh, I'm excited, I'm here, right? So I'm really surrounding myself with that. So I'm bringing the culture to me. Okay. So number 7, last but not least, is grounding. Now this is where I get into more of the, could say, spiritual side of things and the spiritual side of language and all that stuff. And I would highly suggest doing the Wim Hof method. For some people it might be scary, but because of the grounding method that it does, it teaches you, the cold teaches you, it's really amazing. You start to become more present, you start to become more just aware of what's happening. There's a connection between the consciousness and the subconscious, but when it's time for the subconscious to do its thing, you just do it. And that's intuition and instinct, right? You just do it. Here's the website, and I would really suggest that. So, yeah, and here's the app. There's information on it. So, one little final note though is that eventually you acquire things on the way. Things that you actually automatically remember, it just comes out. Those are things you acquire. So, if you want to, you can pay attention to when that happens. You don't have to always take notes, but just pay attention. Usually, most likely, it's when you actually enjoyed it, when you're connecting with people, when you're connecting to the story, the experience, the exposure, right? Because you are nature. We are nature. It's all natural. So, one last question I'd like to pose to everyone is, how have you felt about your fluency? So, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Do comment below. I'd like to know what your thoughts and comments are about this. Please answer that question if you can. How have you felt about your fluency, or any other ideas that you've come up with? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you guys later. Bye.